Hi guys, KE here, coming at you from inside my closet. Today I am bringing you the first of our new series of videos, Cosplay 101. This series of videos is going to be to try and answer some of the questions that we've gotten over our 3 years of being on YouTube doing cosplay, and some of the things that I'm frequently asked on Tumblr. Some really basic cosplay stuff you guys have been wondering about, and I've been really wanting to share some advice and tips and help with you guys. I have a lot of things I really want to share with you, so I'm excited. Let's get started. A question that I get asked a lot is, who should I cosplay, or how do I select a character to cosplay from people who have never done it before, or going in for their first time or first convention? So this Cosplay 101 video is going to be about how to select a character. The simplest answer to that question is pretty much cosplay whoever you want to. Who you want to portray the most is exactly the character that you should try and be. It doesn't matter your height, your weight, your race, any of those factors, how you look. It's about who you want to be and who you want to cosplay as. There are some people who would prefer to pick a character that they look visually similar to in order to do things like enter cosplay contests or do photo shoots and have them come out looking very close to canon. There are also people that kind of select their characters based on in-character interaction, character personality, things like that, similarities and things they think would be fun to do at a convention or a meetup. Neither of these ways of selecting a character are wrong. They both have their merits, and it depends on what you want the end result to be of your cosplay, kind of what you're wanting out of it and what you're aiming for in this experience. Think about it like the fashion industry. Some people want to be a runway model and they want to wear the latest fashions, walk down a runway and get their picture taken. And some people want to buy fashionable clothing and wear it just because they enjoy it. They like the way it looks on them and they have fun wearing it. So if you're wanting to pick out a character based on the visual aspect for things like competitions, photo shoots, or you're just wanting to look the most similar to that character, you're going to want to look for some of these key factors. So when you're picking out a character based on visual similarity, or you want to look the most like canon, you're going to want to look for things like eye shape, the size and shape of your nose, the shape of your face, and your figure, to kind of pick characters that are already similar to those features in you. Also, another thing to look at is whether or not you're going to be willing to do some contouring and what you can do to make your face more like that character's face. Or whether or not you're going to be willing to wear things like binding or cinchers to try and bring yourself that much closer to that character. Get a character that's within your range of ability to become similar to. And remember that these are anime characters for the most part. They don't have very realistic proportions or very realistic faces. The closer to yourself that you pick a character, the more you're going to be able to do to make yourself very similar to that character. Another thing to remember, if you're going to be competing in a competition, or if you're going to be doing any kind of slightly uncomfortable photo shoot, like outdoors or in a strange location, you want to make sure the outfit that you picked for the character is one that you can move around in, that it fits well, so that you can do things like walk, sit, or be standing in the wind, to where you're not making yourself seem out of character and extremely uncomfortable because the outfit you picked wasn't good for your body or wasn't able to be moved in. So always select something that you feel comfortable, confident, and that you think is visually close to what you want it to look like. Now, if you're wanting to pick a character more for something like role-playing or just playing around at conventions and having fun, you're going to want to look more towards their personality rather than how they look. Something to bear in mind is that your favorite character might not always be the character you'd have the most fun being. Sometimes your favorite character can be standoffish or stoic or even angry, and you might not have the most fun being that type of character at an event with other people. Try and think about that when you're picking out who you'd like to be. Think more along the lines of who are you going to have the most fun as? Who's going to be easy for you to interact with other people in? A character that's distant and doesn't really like other people won't make you many friends at a convention. You might also feel kind of isolated in a character like that. Or, if you're the type of person that doesn't really want to interact with other people the minute you get into a room, you might pick a more withdrawn character than your hyperactive favorite, just because it gives you a chance to step back and think about things before you talk to people. Try and decide what you want out of the event that you're going to, out of interactions with other people, and that can help you decide what type of character you want to be. Another thing to bear in mind if you're going to be role-playing a lot or going to any kind of event or meetup is what type of environment are you going to be in that costume. You don't want to take a very stuffy costume to an outdoor event in the middle of summer, just the same as you wouldn't want to wear a very short skirt or small outfit when it's freezing cold outside. So kind of bear in mind what you're going to be wanting to do in that costume to help you pick what type of outfit for that character you want to wear. Last but not least, guys, I want you to remember not to get discouraged, especially if this is your first cosplay. Even the most professional of cosplayers who have had their pictures in magazines or won contests had a first few cosplays. It's a learning process, and every mistake that you make is another building block to getting better and learning new things. This entire art is about enjoying yourself. It's about having fun, interacting with people, and when you're trying to pick a character, always try and decide what you want your end result to be. If all you're wanting out of it is to go out and have fun, then remember that and pick the character you're going to have the most fun as. If you're going out to try and make something new with your hands, pick the character that's going to challenge you a little that you're going to be able to do. I know it can feel really challenging sometimes, but remember that mistakes aren't failures. Every mistake is a step forward, and every step forward is a success. I know you guys can do it. I know you're gonna rock it out. You're gonna be completely awesome.